Hello and welcome to my nail corner. I am going to get right into today's mani and I am using all powdered up colors. I think these were my first all powdered up colors. If I've used them before, that brand, I don't remember it, and I don't think I had any in my stash, which is extensive. So we can call this a review, I guess. This is O Whale, which is a really nice navy, and I can't see the name of that, but you'll see it in a second. This is a gorgeous navy with some like pink and silvery flakes in it. I loved that color. It reminded me a lot of Sparkle & Co. I think it's like I Want It All 7 maybe. So if you liked that color but couldn't get a hold of it because you were not a sub bag subscriber, in particular to the I Want It All sub bag level, then this is a great like substitute, or not really a dupe. The flakes are a little bit different, but like really close in just like the fact that it had pink flakes in a navy color. So I think the I Want It All color had a little more shift, like pink to maybe yellowish gold, and these are more pink and silver, but like so pretty. So I'm using Virgo and Gem liquids for this application, and you'll see coming out of this color like full coverage. Great coverage. First dip of that navy. I love this. I love a navy nail, and this might be a winner for right now for my favorite navy, and I'm kind of excited to wear it in the fall and maybe try it matte. What do you think about that? I love like a charcoal gray, as you've seen before, or a navy in matte. I think it's just such a pretty fall look. So I'm going to go ahead with this application. Again, the Virgo and Gem liquids are great. Their base is really nice and smooth. So I know I recommend a lot of different liquids because I really like Virgo and Gem. The double dip liquids are doing great for me, and Triple D is kind of my holy grail if you're looking for a set to purchase. So those are my top 3 kind of recommendations right now. I've used other ones in videos. I've used Sparkle & Co. and Revel liquids and all those things. Like, a lot of them work fine, and you just kind of have to fish around until you find your favorite. So if you haven't found your favorite, then I'm just sharing with you what works for me and what I enjoy and why I like them, and then hopefully that will help you when picking your next set of liquids to find your favorite. So anyway, I'm going to continue with this basic application, and I'll be back in a minute when I get into that flaky powder and talk to you about that. So hang in there and I'll be right back. so here we are at the Flaky Powder. Again, I love the way this looked. It was just a little bit different than the flakes I've used in the past. I don't know if I'll be able to explain it or articulate it well for you guys, but I'm gonna try. So you've seen me dip into flakes before and then go ahead and pat my finger down on the top of the powders, and those flakes tend to just like melt into the base at that point and go completely flat. Like it's amazing. Like I don't know how else to describe it except that they just kind of melt into the base. But you're gonna see in a minute, maybe you'll be able to see, maybe you won't, but when I go ahead and pat the glitter, or the not glitters, the flakes down on this, they didn't lay flat, so they kind of still stayed upright. You see how they don't, I don't know. I don't know why. They didn't feel really any different than any other flakes I've worked with, but for some reason they just did not melt into the base like others would. And it could be because a lot of the other flakes that I've used are a lot more dense flakes than they are powder, you know what I mean? Like it's more flake than powder ratio, and this is a lot more of a powder with some flakes in it. But that being said, that Sparkle & Co. I Want It All dip that I used before, I don't think I did a video with that, but I've used it before. Those did melt in, so I don't know. And I'm talking a lot about it, but in the end, it made like very little difference at all. So you see that they don't like go into the powder, but whatever. In the end, I clear cap anyway, so it protected them. And because I put a clear cap on them and they're flakes, they're not glitters or anything. They weren't like sticking up and protruding through the clear powder or anything. They weren't bothered when I filed, so it didn't cause an issue at all. It's just something that I noticed, that the flakes just acted a little bit differently than ones I've used in the past. So I did take the Cuticle, whatever it's called, the orange wood stick, and place a few extra flakes in different places where I wanted a little bit more flakiness. And then I did a clear dip. So you guys are going to watch me do that here, or you're going to fast forward, whatever. And then I'm going to get into some hand filing and e-filing for you guys. I've had some subscribers asking me to do more of that on camera, and so I'm going to try to include it here and there. I love your feedback, so please continue to let me know whether you want to see more of something, less of something, whether you want me to talk more about something, or talk less. That's fine too. I'll try not to be offended. But yeah, give me your feedback and let me know what you want to see, because I am here for you. So I'll be right back when we get into some filing. All right, so I am going to take my hand file. It is the Triple D hand file that I'm using right now, and that is a 100 and 180 grit file. I'm using the finer side, which would be the 180 grit. It's just my preference. I don't mind the coarser side of this file. The Macart files, the 100 grit, feels a little bit too coarse for me. I don't know, I always feel like I'm just gonna tear up something, whether it's my cuticle or the dip powder. But yeah, so that's my preference as to a file. I like this shape because I feel like it's really great for going around the cuticle line. I think they call it a banana file, maybe. I don't know. But this is just my preference. So if you haven't tried it and you're struggling with hand filing your shape, then maybe give this kind of file a try. They are available on the Triple D website, and she also has some great hand buffers if you're looking to try a new buffing block, and those are 180 grit on all 4 sides. So consider that. So I'm going to speed through a little bit of the shaping after the first couple nails because I basically do it the same all the way through, and then get into some hand filing. So hang in there, I'll be right back. Alright, so here is some e-filing for you guys. This is my e-file. It's portable and I love it. It holds a charge really well. I get through, minimum half dozen or more manis without having to recharge it. And I really like it. It's really powerful. I think it's like 30,000 RPMs is what it goes up to. So that's a really good speed. I never ever use it that fast. So I think I'm at about 10 or 11 right now. So 10 or 11,000 RPMs. And I suggest even starting slower until you're comfortable with an e-file. This diamond bit comes with most e-files. In fact, I believe it also came in the set with this one. And it's great. It doesn't, like you saw me just rubbing it up and down, it's hitting my cuticle all the time, and I've never hurt myself, cut myself. It's just a really safe bit to use, and that's what I use for pretty much all of my shaping. I do use a ceramic bit. It's a safety bit though, with a coarser toothiness to it for removal if I want to take down some bulk of my nail before soaking off. But this is the file. This is my go-to e-file bit for shaping. So what you can see is my basic is to go around the edge of my nail, and that just cleans up the cuticle line, and it also helps just kind of smooth, taper down that transition from the dip powder to your cuticle and your natural nail. Making that transition nice and smooth also by doing what I'm doing right there is just rubbing it up and down. It makes it just, I don't know, I think it helps with not getting lifting as easily, because if you have like this big ridge between your natural nail and the dip powder, it's pretty easy to get like things snagged, and as soon as it starts to lift, you know, your hair kind of gets under there when you're washing your hair or whatever. So you want to smooth that transition as much as possible from your natural nail to the dip powder. And then I'm just going around the top to make sure that the contouring of my nail is just nice and smooth. I mean, it might take me 5 or 6 minutes to e-file. I wanted to go through it nice and thoroughly for you guys so you could see how I go about that. But yeah, that's my basic e-filing for you. This e-file I think was maybe $60 on Amazon. I think there's a link in my description box. I'll make sure that there's one down there. I really like it. It's been really good to me, and I know some people are spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars on e-files, and like, go you if that's what you want to do. I did not want to put that kind of chunk of change into my e-file, and this one has done a great job for me and has been holding up well. So if you're in the market for a more reasonably priced e-file, then consider this one. Give it a try. I like the portability of it, so that's nice. I had one before that was like 20-25 bucks, but it had to be plugged in, and it was just like there was no like dial adjustment for, I couldn't see like how fast it was going. I didn't know the RPMs, which just kind of helps me know I'm at the right speed. I'm not going to accidentally take a divot out of the dip powder. So yeah, anyway, that's my e-filing. If you have any more questions about e-filing that I can answer for you in my next videos, let me know and I will try to answer those for you. But I'm going to finish this up here and I'll be right back. Again. All right, now that we're done filing and e-filing, we are going to activate. I've washed my hands already. That gets rid of any dust. You want that so that your top coat is nice and smooth. So I hope you guys are still here. I know this was a lot, and I hope it was helpful to those of you who wanted to see all of the steps straight through and include my filing and e-filing. I'd love your feedback, and I feel like it's boring to watch, but I hope it was helpful for you. So I have activated. Always make sure you activate after you file and buff. This is what cures your dip top coat. And then apply your top coat in 2 coats. First coat is going to be 2 to 3 quick swipes over the nail, and then your second coat is going to be a more thorough application, and you can finish that off by capping your free edge. That helps seal in everything kind of more securely and helps prevent any lifting you might get at the free edge. Some people struggle with that, so definitely make sure you cap your free edge on your second pass through. So I'm going to finish up this top coat for you guys. You've seen it many times before, but I like to make sure that I talk through those steps because they're important ones. So if you haven't done a dip powder mani before, you need to know those steps to make sure it's done right. So since this video kind of started out with all powdered up, I do want to say I love the powders. I thought that that navy in particular was just like the perfect navy, and it had full coverage in one dip, which is amazing. The powders were really smooth, really easy to work with. I would gladly purchase more colors and surely will in the future. So if you like these colors, definitely go check out All Powdered Up and see what she has to offer in her dip powder collection. So I'm not sure if she has liquids, but I'm going to check on that and maybe I'll try them out for you guys. So there we are finishing up. Look at how shiny that Virgo and Gem top coat is. Oh, that's like my favorite step. It just makes everything so gorgeous and finished off. And I thought that turned out really well. So I'm going to finish off this mani, you guessed it, with Cuticle candy, just like every other time. hydrate those cuticles, keep them healthy, and you will be thankful. So if you haven't tried a cuticle oil, consider Cuticle Candi. It's a great product. I really love it. I have a discount code below, Kate15, for you guys if you place an order. That is no benefit to me, just a discount code for you guys that they were kind enough to offer me. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, feedback, and thanks for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It helps me out, and give me a thumbs up to let me know that you like this content. So have a great day. Thanks again for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye now.